Greeting WordSoundisPower family. This is the mod coming to you first time live, hanging out. It's His Majesty Coronation Day, so I thought it would be a great day to just come out and, just go live because, of course, we're Rastafarians to the bone. We live that Nazarene vow. We try to keep ourselves clean and holy and separate for the creator of heaven and earth. So as we go live today, we're just talking about our anniversary. Of course, it's more than 1 year now that we've lived in Ghana, me and my son, Marcus Garvey, and we're very happy to be here. People ask me all the time is, hey, sister, was this a difficult transition to actually move from the States to Ghana? And I have to say, it most certainly was. And it's still a process because we're still waiting on containers to arrive to this very day. At the end of the day, it's a process. Anytime you're deciding to take your family to move halfway across the country and moving across the country is one thing, but to move from another country to another country is something different. Like, for instance, I moved from Chicago to California. That was a big deal. But again, I drove and we were there in a couple of days. But moving from California to Ghana, horse of another color. Anyway, we're making it. We're making it and making it possible. So what we want to know to the family out there, have you decided to actually move from America, Jamaica, Britain, or any other place where you might be and feeling like, you know what, I need to repatriate. I need to at least try and see how possible this is because, everything is a journey. And trying to come halfway across the world is not an easy thing. And I wouldn't tell anyone that. But I will tell you this, is one of the most gratifying things that I've ever done for myself and my family. And I'm grateful to be here. And I'm happy that if this is inspiring anyone to actually take the journey, then I've done a good job. So my thing is, when I first started thinking about going to Ghana, I had different thoughts. I had trepidation. I also had excitement. So, you're going to go through a lot thinking about this journey. You have to question yourself and re-question yourself and think about it and rethink about it until you finally say, well, you know what? I can do this. And then you have to pray on it. I'm a prayer warrior. I always have been. And that's what I am. And so I will always pray and ask the ancestors to guide and protect me and to go before me in my endeavors. So I would say the same to any brothers and sisters who deciding to do this, just, put it on faith. Sometimes they say let go and let God. So we say let go and let Jah. Whatever you want to call him, as long as you call him, that's all that we care about. We really don't care what name you call him by. We just care that you call him and recognize that it's he who made us and we have not made ourselves. And that with that in mind, he will never leave us or forsake us. So with that in mind, sisters and brothers, I would love for brothers and sisters to just think about repatriation. Even if you never thought about it, just really give it a thought and to say to yourself, how would I feel to be able to look around me and be the majority? Would that be empowering to me? Would that make me feel better inside? Would that give me the strength and the courage to go through, being an American, always being a minority, all of my life, and then, going to Africa a couple of times and going outside of America to the Caribbean a couple of times and all of that. But the power that I felt when I first went to my first country and I saw that I wasn't the minority was the best part of this. Yeah, because I got strength from that. Some people say, well, it doesn't matter. Well, if it doesn't matter, then something's wrong with that statement. Everything matters. Everything has a time and everything has a purpose and everything means something. Life is a metamorphosis. So we have to take it at that. So what I'm saying is just give the thought. Maybe you're not going to actually go through with it and maybe you would. But again, it begins, every mission begins with a vision. So I would love us to just sit down and be able to see it for yourself. That's what Oprah used to say, you know, put it as a mantra, put it on the wall, and maybe you can, if you can actually vision it, it can actually come true. And I'm a true believer. I know this to be so. I won't even say to believe, because to believe is to belie. Believe is Believe, to belie. So I don't want to belie anymore. I want to know that everything's power and everything is possible if I just put my first foot forward. So thinking about this repatriation journey, the first step is just to, you know, get a clear vision in your head if this is something you really want to do for yourself and your family. Because once you do that, the battle is half won. Because again, if you can vision it, you can do it. We did it. We just started thinking about it, sat in a little apartment and just got our thoughts together and said, hey, as you start scratching our head, like I'm scratching it now, like, I wonder if we can do this. And we did it. So it's like, hey. And we weren't very rich. We didn't have very much, but, you know, we had the love of Jah. And then we have the spirit to, you know, to go through and to conquer, you know, simple. As you can think, as the one think it, so is he. So if I can vision it, if I can think it, then I can make it possible, and so can you. So that's why we're here. So with that being in mind, you definitely have to plan this. You have to think about a lot of stuff before you decide to make this transition, because it's a big step. It really is. And it's an empowering step, and it's a mind-blowing step, and it's a step that you will never regret. You know, because again, if you step out on faith, I mean, what's the worst can happen? That's how I felt. So once you have decided to actually make this transition, you have to decide on a country of choice. I'm not really telling everybody go to Ghana, go to Ethiopia, go to Tanzania, go to Tanzania, go to Cape Coast, go to South Africa. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying pick the country of choice. Do your research, see where you can fit in, study about the place, see what's going on, and see how you could actually make a plan, you know, and how you can make a vision come true. How do you see yourself? Like I saw myself in Ghana. People say, well, why not some other place? And I say, because I just realized that this is where it all began for Black Americans. This is where it all began for Caribbeans. This is where it all began for people from Britain. We all were boarded on the ship, more than likely, Cape Coast, Elamina, to the slave dungeons, and shipped across the Atlantic to our port of destination or embarkation, same thing. And I felt like we had a connection here, and that this connection would always link us to the source. And the source for me is here. And I made a great choice. I'm glad. It's a good choice. It has a lot of history. It has a lot of good people. And of course, it has a direct link to Jamaica, which is always true to my heart, because that's where my youth come from. And always big up Jamaica, boo poo every time. Yeah. So with that being said, after you make up your mind to actually go, then you take a country of choice, whatever fits you and your family's needs. It's 54 nations. Pick one, pick two, pick three. You know, it's always good to go before you come, to actually visit the place, actually visit the place before you decide to make such a big move. That's where I went wrong. I didn't do that. But see, I'm lucky. I'm not even gonna say I'm lucky. I'm gonna say I'm blessed. Ancestors love me, and even though I did not go and see Ghana before I moved here, it was perfect for me and it fit the bill. But I would suggest, just, you know, being the sister that I am, that you actually come and visit the 1 or 2 countries in Africa and then make a choice. But sometimes funds don't, you know, it's a lot of money to come over here, you know. COVID, with all this other stuff going on. So it only adds to the bill. Yeah. So it'll make a trip that usually would be about $1,200 to go, now maybe about $1,700 per person. So you have to keep in mind, maybe you can't go and come back a couple of times. Maybe you can only go one time, and then at one time, you know, that's it for you. A lot of people buy one-way tickets. Africa don't say you have to have a round trip ticket. like Europe or any other some other countries. You know, you can buy a one-way ticket to Ghana, and nobody will say, okay, do you have a return ticket or you can't enter? So that's a good thing. So with that being said, you can do a lot. You know, you can come once, you can come twice. I would suggest, if you have the funds, to just come and check it out and go check out 2 or 3 nations and see where you fit, or where you can fit, or where you can see yourself thriving, or your family thriving, or where you can see your children's children being. You know, a brother I met yesterday said, you know, the best blessing about being in Ghana is that my grandchildren are eating the fruit that I planted, which, you know, was real nice, because I was like, wow, he's been there like 30 something years, and I'm always late out the gate, but I'm here, you know, but I'm a late bloomer on everything. That's who I am. But this brother's been here like 30 something years, and he said, again, his children's children are eating off the fruit trees he planted. Now that's the blessing to be able to behold that. You know, that's the blessings of Jah, that the brother will be able to say that and live that and be a true testimony that Jah live and reign, and trust in him, and he'll give you all the desires of your heart. So again, once you decided on which country to actually go to, whichever one, or man, I wish we had it like that, my people, that we could just go to about 6 or 7 African countries and just see our skill sets, our knowledge, our skills, and our abilities, and then apply that and fit in when we could. Like in America, we get in when we can fit in, and then we can be able to do that, and we have the money, you know, to do that. That would just be like so awesome. Yeah, but you know, it's not like that, but you just never know. Doors are opening up that I never saw possible. So just put your best foot forward, and don't say, by faith and faith alone, you know, we can conquer mountains, you know, and we can overcome all kind of barriers. And I truly know that, my people, that we have this, and that we're going far with this. And it really is no stopping us now. The only person who can stop us is the man in the mirror. Yeah. So give thanks and praise to all the people who are actually tuning in. You know, this is my first live. I never did this in the world. I'm pretty much an introvert, and now I'm out here like this. But again, I feel it necessary, because as an elder, each one has to teach one. And it's not about me, it's about those who I leave behind. So I'm doing this for all the people. My friends call me Secret Squirrel. I would never have did this in a million years. But again, knowledge is power. And so we have to just sometimes come out of our comfort zones. And sometimes we have to just be the person or be the change we want to see. And that's what I'm here for, to be the change I want to see, to be the better version of me, and to actually help with the redemption and of Africa to her former glory, and to actually just see Black people just free, you know, with nobody following you, nobody on your back, nobody telling you where to go, nobody telling you what to do, telling you when to get up, when to go to sleep, when to take a break. Hey, I'm just happy to be able to exhale, y'all. Hopefully you're exhaling as well where you are, yeah? So again, after you make that determination that you're going to move and you're going to go to the motherland, you gotta do some soul searching, you really do. You have to ask yourself, do you really want to do this? And how bad do you really want it? Because we know something. You have to want this pretty bad for this to happen. You have to. It's not going to be, life is not an easy road. So let's be honest with one another. It's not. You have to, like when I got my degrees, I had to put in the work. I had to burn night out. I had to stop doing some things. If I wanted to graduate, I just had to put some stuff on hold. Well, it's the same thing with this. You have to put some stuff on hold, because you're going to have to get your money right. Just like in anything else. If you're going to buy a house, you got to get your money right. You got to, you got to sharpen up your skill set. You got to dust off some of them old diplomas, write out a resume and see what you can actually do. What are you bringing to the continent? Because listen, it's a whole lot of unemployed people here in Africa. Let's be clear. And they want the jobs just as bad as you. And just because you come from America does not guarantee you a job in the continent. Let's be clear. So you have to have a lot of different revenue streams, you know? Like me, I always used to work because I have my degrees, but I'm a hustler too. First and foremost, I'm always hustling because that's what I do. You know, I like to meet people, I like to greet people, and I like to build relationships. So with that being said, you have to get your money right. And it's not going to happen overnight. But again, if we just stop buying coffee for $5, if we stop buying the newest Jordans, if we stop going out to dinner every other night, and just start put some of that money away, one cocoa will eventually fill the basket, and you'll be able to make the transition, because we spend a lot more money on stuff that we could do without. Let's be honest. Because again, we're consumers, and we're in the West, we're taught to consume, mean to steady buy and buy and buy and buy and buy and buy and buy. So let's don't buy so much. Let's, you know, my kids would say, fall back a little bit. And then, as Big Mom would say, put that money in the little jar and start to save it. And then eventually you'll have the money that you need to make this happen and make dreams reality. Yep. So again, you pick the country of choice, you start saving your money, okay, and then you just start making a transition. The hardest thing gonna be is setting a date. Setting a date. Because once we got the money now what? Set a date, guys. Because the sooner you set a date, the sooner you'll be gone. Why do I say that? Because it's gonna lock you into, it's gonna commit you into a time frame at which you must work within. So that's a good thing, because structure is good for our people. We need structure. We just don't need an overseer, okay? Nobody minds structure. If you're coming to organize and to help this thing move forward, no problem. What I don't need you is standing behind me, telling me what to do, as if I don't have the God-given ability to think for myself and process. Yeah? So again, we're moving along. We're doing this thing. We've saved our money. We've made a choice. We've bought a ticket now. Now, once you start doing that, I would say for me, give yourself some time, 3 to 6 months for that Exodus date, because that's what we start calling it, the Exodus date, you know, movement of job people date. That's what I wrote on my book the time when we were ready to leave. And that Exodus days gives me time to, of course, get my matters in order, like a visa. Gonna need one of those, unless you come from the Caribbean, Jamaica, all those places. Like my children, they didn't need that because they have that relationship with ECOWAS, so they don't need a visa. They could just come freely, okay? But you have to give yourself time to get that visa, yeah? You have to give yourself time to schedule COVID tests. You got to give yourself time to get everything in line. You also have to make some big decisions in that time frame too. Am I taking half of America with me across the land and sea, or am I buying it when I get to Ghana? It's some crucial questions, because again, a lot of stuff, okay, Ghana, don't get mad at me. A lot of stuff is better made at home. Why? I don't know why, but electronics, yeah. For me, bringing the electronics is the best thing I could have done. Yep. Now, furniture, I didn't bring much furniture. I just brought one piece of furniture. I pretty much bought everything else. But you have to make those decisions, because then according to those decisions, you'll determine how you're going to actually get all of those things from one country to another. Keep in mind, that's a whole nother show. Yeah, I'm in that process. This is my second time shipping. I shipped my first car over there, no problem, except for there was a pandemic. And so, yeah, that was the problem. So 2 months became 6 months or 5 months or whatever it was, but it finally got here thanks to job. Now this second one, I'm sticking a car and household goods. I'll tell you more about that in a future episode, but we're in the process. So you have to think about that. If you're going to bring your stuff from home, once you buy that ticket, you're going to have to make these decisions. What do I need? What do I need? I don't need. So what I did was this. I'm just going to be honest. I decided if I could make money with this stuff I was taking over there, I wasn't bringing it. So everything that I put on that ship, except for maybe personal memorabilia like family portraits or my artwork or my books or something like that, yeah, those came. But clothes, I didn't bring any clothes. I said I was going to get all my clothes made here by the indigenous people of Africa. And that way I know I'll be breathing and wearing 100% cotton and natural fibers. So that was one headache gone. All those clothes didn't bring. Fine. But then my cooking gear, that's how I make money. My artwork, my handcrafts that I do, I bought all of that. My edible machines and all of that stuff. That I dibble and dab in a lot of different things and a lot of different revenue streams to just keep myself afloat. And over the years, I've just developed different skill sets, and I just keep developing more as I get older. And those have been very beneficial to me. Hopefully, you'll have some skill sets that you can also use here to make additional money, because you just don't need one revenue stream. You need a couple of friends, okay? A couple. Okay, now after you got all the money, you've made all these decisions, you've got all your tests ready, you decided what you're taking. Let me just say one thing, stick a pin in it. Now you can buy cars in Africa any and every day. There are lots everywhere, but you don't know what's under the hood. There is no Carfax here in Africa. So you're buying like, I won't say don't buy cars in Africa. I would never say that. But I say I put my car on the ship. And I think it's the best choice for me because I know what's under the hood. I know how I treated my car. I know that my sons made sure that my car was treated well and that it got all the servicing it needed at the appropriate time. So I know what I have and I don't have to guess it. So when it got here, I know the kind of car I have. What I don't want to do is put out a whole lot of money and get a limit because, again, there is no Carfax here. So that's what we want to keep in choice, okay? So your choice, but make those choices and decide what you want to bring, because that is a story for another day. We won't even go into the details, but what I am going to do is do a video on how I did it more than once with a Ford Transit van, which is kind of heavy, and then with a SUV, okay? Now, once you decide that you have your flights, you have everything booked, and you've decided on your household goods or not to bring your household goods or to bring your arts and crafts or not, or your books or not, or your car or not, then, and only then, you should get yourself a shipping company. It's very important doing your homework on this because, guys, let me tell you something. Those prices can go from 1,000 to 5,000 for the same load. So do your due diligence. It's important. Very happy that you're listening and I'm so happy that you're tuning in, and we love you guys. And 1 year in the motherland is more than a blessing. It's not a blessing I thought coming, but the ancestors saw fit and here I sit. So again, you're coming to the motherland. We just have a couple of things we want to actually do. It's time to make your accommodations, of course. Ghana is a lot like New York, yeah, because you can get $2 chuck, like in a wine, or you can get Cristal. That's how Ghana is. There's all levels. So according to your budget, look for your accommodations, yeah? I look for your housing according to the lifestyle that you want to live, because it's all here. It's all here. So if you want a mansion, or if you want to live in an eco village, or if you want to live in a mud house, whatever you want to do, it is here. So that is your choice. But again, try to get that set up before you come over here. That way, when you come, you know where you're going. And then also try to get your transportation. Make sure someone picks you up at the airport. You don't want to just be going with any Johnny come lately or need Joe. You definitely want to have that, your T's crossed and your I's dotted before you actually come here. That way it'll be a smoother transition and you'll just feel better about the move. So it's a lot going on to actually make this transition. As I said, people ask me all the time, is it difficult? When I say no, it's not difficult. Life is what you make it. Put your best foot forward, do what you do. We've been doing what we do for 400, 500 years over in Babylon. So, and we've made it, and we've persevered, and we've thrived. So all I can tell you is, as a sister, keep on keeping on, you know. I'm gonna drink a little of this water, because my mouth is getting dry. And feeling kind of like, hey, I can do this, you know. This is for young people, but guess what? Mommy is trying it tonight. All right. Okay, next. Has my perspective changed in the last year since I've been in Ghana? I think that's a great question, because it has. Because again, my eyes have been opened. And like, okay, let's give a for instance. When I first got here, problems with the lights, problem with water, problems with lights, problem with water. Now, Jamaica kind of broke me and let me know, hey, you can do this, just got to go through a little more channels to make it happen. But hey, so I was kind of not so green. But again, it depends on the area that you live in, because you can live in some areas where it will never happen, that you will never be without water, you will not be without light. This ain't that place where I live, okay? Because guess what? Sometimes I'm without water, and sometimes I'm out without light. But my perspective has changed because I realized that, guess what? Make do, like Big Mom would say, make do. That's what it is. It is what it is, okay? So, yeah. So, no lights. Hopefully you got a generator. Hopefully you got solar. I can tell you this, I got my generator on the ship now. So when these lights do go out, and see, my problem is this. I share the generator with families where I live. It's a lot of us in this complex. And so if they don't buy gas, then we don't have lights. Unless I buy for everybody. And I ain't into all of that. I mean, I don't mind, but that's not too fair. I say, everybody do their fair share. So what I've done is I bought my own generator. I put it on the ship, and it's here. And I'll be able to have it in a minute. So when they decide to draw a card on me and they go to work or whatever, and I'm just left here all day without any electricity, unless I want to buy it for everybody, the jig is up. Because guess what? Mama's got a generator. Okay. 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 So that's what I'm saying. I hate to laugh, but it's real. And then as far as the water, I live in a great neighborhood according to what they say. Yeah. Sometimes I got to do the old bucket of water bath. Am I happy? Not really. Can I do it? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I just want to have a clean body. And I don't really care how I got there. I just want to have a clean body. Yeah. So I've learned to deal with stuff. And it doesn't bother me anymore. And now I realize it's just Western ways that we demand everything. We can't be off grid for 1 second without ready to bust. We're about to lose it if we don't have lights and water. No, not in Africa. You take it as it comes and you just give thanks and move forward. So yes, my perspective has changed on several things, but that's just an example of how it's changed. That doesn't bother me anymore. My friend used to tell me, don't give small things big energy. That's a small thing. It's not a life and death matter. At the end of the day, was the goal accomplished? Yes, I have a clean body and I can go on with my day. That's it. So you learn to be able to be adaptable, like the chameleon. Take it as it comes. Change according to need. Always have a contingency plan. And don't be ashamed, you know. Friends came over today and there was very little water. And I had to tell the baby, like, hey, you can't take 2 baths today. Because then the next person who need to take a bath, there won't be no water for them. That's Africa, y'all. You got to make some conscious decisions. Yeah. If you took the bath last night, you want to get up this morning and take a bath, there's not enough water for that. Because guess what? The next person needs to take a bath who didn't take a bath last night, and we only have so much water. It's just what it is. So you learn to take it as it comes. Yeah. So yes, my perspective has changed. How about the roads? I was livid about the roads. Livid. But guess what? Let's get in the car now and ride. It doesn't bother me. Why? Because it's, again, like the sister said, take any other nation who's just been out of, has gotten their liberation in the last 40, 50, 60 years and see how far they've gotten. And then tell me about where Ghana is lacking. See how far they have gotten or they've developed and how the infrastructure has developed. And then come back and talk to me. And so with that, it's through those lenses I now look. Yeah. And understanding that Rome wasn't built in a day, neither will be Africa. So we have to just take our time and do what we know is best. You know, if you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. So let's start being part of the solution. I really don't care about what the problem is. I just want to know. You know, my boss used to say, hey, Miss Jones, how is everything going for you? And I used to come with my problems. I don't want to hear about that. Tell me what's your solution. And you know, I used to turn up my nose. You know how we do. But that is the way to look at life. We all have problems, but what is your solution? How are you going to address the issue? You know, how can you turn this mountain into a molehill? That's where we're at. So yes, my perspective has changed. Yeah, I'm more grateful for life. I'm more grateful for every day. I'm more interested in building relationships with my brothers and sisters. I take time in nourishing those relationships and building those bridges. And they mean more to me more than ever. Because I know, say, over here, we're all we got. It's just a few of us. Even though it is a lot of us, it's still a few. The Bible says a chosen few. So I don't feel bad. So at the end of the day, I try to nourish those relationships and try to deal with people the way I want to be dealt with and to be the friend that I want to have. So with that being said, Africa gives you a time to actually know yourself better. Yeah, you have a lot of free time. And I would suggest to my brothers and sisters who are deciding to make such a huge transition in their life that once you get here, don't get off the ground running. Don't do that. Take time to get to know yourself. Take time to detox. Take time to learn to love your children, your husband, your family, yourself, your God, your nation. Take time, because all that stuff that we carry, me included, baggage, it takes some time to detox off and then learn to let go and let go. Yeah, so don't give yourself at least, honestly, at least a 6-month hiatus, yes. Why do I say that? Because we all have a lot of stuff on our mind. We all come from different backgrounds, we come from different walks of life, and we all face different challenges. And so when we get here, what we don't want to do is, project that baggage onto others. You know what I'm saying? We want to actually take time to detox on our own and seek him in a secret place, find your secret space, and just detox and let go of all of that. Because the only way you're going to be able to move forward is to let go of all of that. And then to be the best you here. Because that's what I want to be. I want to be the best me. That's what I'm trying to be here. I'm trying to be the best version of me. I don't really care about it, all the extra stuff at this point in my life, in this dispensation. I am trying to be the best version of me. Not you, not him, not her, me. So with that being said, I'm taking time for self. I'm taking time to reiterate on what's important. And what's important to me in this time is the repatriation to Africa and the redemption of Africa and the redemption of women and children on the throne, and the respect of women, the respect of children, the respect of our brothers, the respect of our sisters, just respect, because that's what we need more of, respecting one another. Because by doing that, we can build this community, we can build this family, we can build this nation. So yes, my perspective has changed, and I'm kind of glad, because again, sometimes you have, so narrow-minded, so limited in thought process, because you're under pressure and you don't have time to think. You just have time to react. So when you get to Africa, take time to think. Think about it, what it is that you lead. Think about it is what is best for you. Your body, your choice, your mind, your journey. Yeah. So yes, my perspective has changed, and I'm happy to say, a new vibe. So another question was, how is the assimilation process going? I guess my sociology teacher, Mr. Johnson, would like that question, huh? Mr. Johnson, I know you're out there. Well, I'll say it's going very well. And that's only because I was always Afrocentric before I came here. It wasn't something I just discovered, and as I came to Africa, this is who I was. I've been since I was like 18. I've been Afrocentric, traveling back and forth to the Motherland, doing my thing, and to the Caribbean, and just trying to see where we can fit in and see what Black people are, kings and queens. So, yes, assimilation process is going well. It's a lot of things I have to learn. There's a lot of things that I'm still learning. And the most important thing here is to learn how to respect other people's culture. Yeah. And don't have that superiority attitude that your culture is superior. It is not. It's not. The culture in Africa is so much better. It's the respect of the elders, the respect of the children. It's just so much better. It reminds me of Big Mama's house, like in the South, like it used to be when, it took a village. I don't know how we strayed from that as a people, but we need to get back to that concept, it takes a village. I used to get whooped by other people growing up. I'm just thinking about that, and then get whooped by my mother and my father when I got home, because that's how we did it. What happened to that? I know it's come up child labor and all that and child abuse, but wow, there's a lot going on in these streets. Yeah. I'm talking about Chi-Town. It's a lot going on in them streets. I'm not proud. Not proud at all. But to my brothers and sisters who holding it down in the Chi, I big you up, because I already know it's not an easy road. Yeah? Anyway, going back to something more pleasant. So assimilation is going on, yes. I'm learning to speak Tree. That's what I really need to speak, because I want to make sure that I don't be here and can't speak the language. So that's my biggest endeavor, trying to speak the language. And I'm making a promise to myself, by next year this time, I will be able to speak fluent Ga. Yes, that's my commitment to self. I'm going to check this next year. God, inshallah, as my Muslim brothers would say, if it be the will of God. Yeah, okay. Next. Is there anything else that leaves a bad taste in my mouth about my repatriation journey? Yeah. It is. I kind of hate the fact that we are not accepted as we should be. Not by all, not by most, by some. Yeah. And that kind of disturbs me on a great level, because I say that because I know that happens because people really don't know their own history. And the reason I say that is because, I have a whole lot of brothers and sisters here in Ghana who have never been to the slave dungeons. I mean, literally. They have never been to the slave dungeons. Not one day, not 1 second. They can't tell you anything about it. Yeah, and I find that to be horrifying, especially when so many people come from all over the world, and when they come to Ghana, the first thing they want to do is go to those dungeons. And it's a reason, it is by a design that the people who are born and grow in Ghana have never been to those dungeons. And I ask myself, why? And I say to myself, in America, in order for us to graduate from high school or from grade school, I'm going back, I'm up in age. But anyway, to go to grade school and graduate, to go to high school and graduate, we had to take the Constitution. We had to know that in order to graduate. Don't care about if you knew English, math, and science, and all the other stuff. Without graduating the Constitution, taking that test, you could not graduate. And I feel that same kind of initiative should be taken in the schools of Ghana. Why? I say this to say that if you watch my video, I have a video where I visited one of the dungeons, and you'll see one of my brothers in there. He's just walking through the dungeon, and he's holding the wall. I think it's in Alameda. No, it's not. It's in Cape Coast. It's my video on Cape Coast. And he's walking, and he's holding the wall and touching it, and he's feeling the power of our ancestors. And he's very silent, but he's taking it all in. He's born in Ghana. He's a Rastafarian brother, and I love him. And I'm saying that you can never understand our journey or our plight if you don't take the time to go into those horror shows and feel the energy of the ancestors. It's imperative that you go there so you can understand the correlation between where we were then and where we are now as a people. And it'll actually show you that we are truly brothers and sisters. Because there's no way that you could visit those dungeons and hear the brother telling you the story of what happened and not realize that we came from somewhere. We didn't just end up in America. We didn't just end up in the Caribbean. We didn't just end up in Britain. Someone took us there. Someone took us there in shackles and chains. So you must visit those places to get the connection, to feel the vibes of the ancestors, and to feel the energy, and then to say along with us, this shall never happen again. Because again, you two, or the chiefs or whoever, played a part in this displacement of a race by design. Let's be honest. A whole lot of people played a part in the displacement of a race by design. So with that being said, you must make your children, even if the school don't do it, parents, take your children so you can see the energy, you can feel the history, so you can know for yourself what happened, okay? So as a parent, history is so important, because if you don't know your history, then you're destined to repeat it. And we don't want this to repeat. Like the Jews would say, never again a Holocaust. So we say never again an Atlantic slave trade. Okay? So again, it's imperative that you take your children to feel the energy, to walk amongst the energy, to feel the power of the ancestors, and to take to make the decree as we do. This shall never happen again to our people, in no circumstance. Yes, that's what I say. So, and also, I think it would embed into your mind how horrific we were treated and how much we deserve to be treated better on our return, because we are truly the prodigal children. You know, most people in Africa are very God-fearing and Christian people, but remember the parable of the prodigal son. Remember that. That is us. Okay, we were a race displaced by design. A race displaced by design. So with that being said, when we come home, don't be calling me a burrier. I don't even want to say it right. I try not to even pronounce it correct because it's a disrespect. It's like calling me nigga in America. I'm not a youth, I'm not hip hop and all of that. Don't call me that, because when you call me that, I'm from the hood. Anything can jump off. So again, don't call me a brewery. Don't call me out of my name. Call me Queen, my aunt, or call me my new name, which is Nana Ade Johnny. I'm a queen mother now here in Africa. They crowned me in Teshi, and I don't take it lightly. So again, respect to who, in Jamaica we say to whom respect is due, it must go through. So keep that in mind, brothers and sisters. When we come home, don't disrespect us, don't shortchange us, don't mistreat us, don't treat other races better than you treat your own race. It's a lot going on behind the doors and people don't want to talk about. But again, we want to talk about. We want to open up the dialogue and talk about things like Big Mama said that leave a bad taste in my mouth. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah. Another bad thing leaves a bad taste in my mouth is it is so many businesses, key businesses, construction businesses, they sell cranes, they sell generators, they sell rugs, they sell dressers, they sell any and everything. But the people who are running these businesses don't look like you nor I. And the most money is coming out of those businesses, from the grocery stores to the furniture stores to the equipment stores to the everything. They're getting super paid. So all you brothers and sisters who have actually funds at home, it's a big old canvas here. Do not wait too late till they settle and take up everything, and then by the time you do get here, there's no place for you to spread your wings. Opportunity is everywhere here. Again, the youngest population on earth is in Africa. Let's keep that in mind. The youngest population on earth is in Africa. You're dealing in millions while they're dealing in billions. Think forward, y'all. So all of you people who do have some money put away, crypto coins, y'all got all kind of stuff, treasury bonds, stock bonds, CDs, certificates of deposit, whatever. Let's all come together and put our money together and get some revenue streams, and let us build our mall. Let us get together and do some things collectively that we can leave as a legacy for our children. I'm right now where I'm almost fed up with what I see. Yeah, because it's like the big takeover. Like the big table, we hustling on the corner, and then all somebody else this ain't your corner no more kind of thing. That's what's going on over here. A big takeover. So if y'all don't come home, if y'all don't claim y'all piece of the sun, if y'all don't claim y'all piece of the pie, then somebody else will take your place. And that's what's happening. It's happening in droves. Since everything is going on in the world and people are having time to think and rethink and reset their priorities, it is really getting dread out here. So sisters and brothers, we don't have any more time to waste. The time is now. Actions speak louder than words. There's nothing to it but to do it at this point. And it's no way that you're gonna feel. If you can make it in the Chi, if you can make it in New York, if you can make it in Louisiana, if you can make it in Atlanta, if you can make it in Cali, if you can make it in Jersey, what are you thinking, brothers and sisters? You can make it right here because you got the knowledge, skills, and abilities to make it anywhere in the world because you've made it there. And I'm proof positive. I am proof positive of that. Those skill sets that we've gotten, Africa needs. And we put what we have or what they have, I can only see success. I don't see us failing when we get together and put together our heads. Two heads have always been better than one. We can do this because the power is within. For we put our foot to the wheel. If we hit the hammer on the head, if we decide that no one can defeat us but ourselves, and we decide that, I am my brother's keeper, because that's what we have to be over here. That me stuff that we're doing in America, it's not gonna work in Africa. It's just not. It's not sustainable over time. Just like over there, it's not working. So we have to change that me attitude and start saying I and I. We. What can we do as a nation? Because it's nation building. No man is never going to be an island, and no man is standing alone except for the Almighty Himself. Who else can stand alone? So with that being said, we as a people have to get up, stand up, and just fight back. And I don't mean that we have to take up arms, but again, Bob said, sometimes it's necessary. But I'm saying that we can use our knowledge, our skills, and our abilities to conquer this dragon and to make a legacy for our children and their children's children, because everybody else is doing it. Every other race is doing it. Every other race is doing it but us. So we have to start somewhere. So again, I am always going to be speaking on the behalf of being the change that I want to see, because I can't talk for everyone else. At this stage of the game, I can only talk for myself. The Bible says, for me and my family, we shall serve Jaja. And that's where I'm at. And that's where I stand. And that's where I feel my comfort zone. So I'm saying to you, brothers and sisters, please stop procrastinating. Please stop talking about tomorrow, because tomorrow is not promised. Okay? Tomorrow is not promised. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is not promised. And the best day you're living in is today, the here and the now. So how do you change your tomorrows? Just by changing your today. That's how we do that. How do we change our tomorrows as a nation? By changing what we do as a nation collectively today. That's where we're at. So keep that all in mind and going forward, and knowing saying forward ever, backward never. I believe word sound is power, meaning we have the power to heal, but we also have the power to destroy. We have the power to uplift, and we have the power to undermine. So words are so powerful. Please don't believe in that old adage talking about sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt you. That's the biggest lie that's ever been told. Words can destroy you. Okay? Word sound is power. So again, be nice to someone. Say something uplifting to a brother or sister. Be the change that you want to see. And just be an uplifting force, because at this time, that's all I want. We don't have to be so rude to one another. You know what I mean? We can learn to reason and talk and just get to any obstacle, even the worst of obstacles, if we can learn to respect one another and reason it out. That's what I remember about growing up, even in the Chi, chitty chitty bang bang. But I remember the brothers and sisters when they used to fight They used to go home. They duke it out. You know, the brothers be out there, they duke it out. But at the end of the day, them brothers went home. They were alive. That's not the case nowadays, brothers and sisters. You know, we've taken it to a whole nother level. And I'm sure the Ku Klux Klan love all of us for that, who participate in that buffoonery. Again, it's really about each one teach one. I am my brother's keepers. I'm going to do my best to be my best and show the light that's shining within me. And that's where I'm at. So for all the brothers and sisters who are out there who are trying to make this repatriation journey, let's just know it's not just a physical thing. It's a mental thing. It's a spiritual thing. It's a soul thing. It's a family thing. It's a community thing. It's a nation thing. So keep your perspective right. Keep your heart right. Do the right thing. Try to be good. Try to do good. I know it's hard because people, you know, they'll push you. They'll pull your tongue. But at the end of the day, you know, it's not given to the swift nor the strong, but I who would do it to the end. And that's how we're doing. So for all the brothers and sisters who are deciding to come to Africa, let's just begin with baby steps. Even that, eventually we'll get there. You know, it don't have to be a grand old thing. We can just start with, you know, a little baby step. And eventually you will be here in the motherland, sitting at your table, like I'm sitting at my table, talking to the brothers and sisters, trying to be that encouragement, trying to be that light. So I give thanks to everyone who actually tuned in tonight. You know, I didn't think I could do this, but I know that everything comes together through the powers of the Most High Jah. Because again, I always let my light shine. I'm always going to be about the redemption of Africa. I'm always going to be about the uplifting of the women. I'm always going to be about the protection of the children. I'm always going to be about feeding the hungry. I'm always going to be about protecting the elderly. And I'm always going to be about caring for the youth. Because again, what other purpose do I have as a mother, as a queen mother than that, you know, and trying to just be the light and trying to shine that light and to make sure, say, that the power that is given to me, that I resonate throughout the world as a guiding light. Yeah, I give thanks to everyone who actually tuned in, who for the first time gave me the strength to just keep on reasoning. You know, a lot of times life ain't easy, but we're here for one another, you know, and it's just good to know, say, there are still good souls on this earth walking who actually believe and know, say, Africa is our motherland and she deserves our attention, our love. And the quicker that we get to her, the sooner that we get to her, the faster that we get to her, the quicker that she'll be redeemed and she'll sit back on the throne and be the nation that the whole world has to sit in awe over. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. One love and one power. And as we say here in Ghana, a Kwaba family. Peace.